Hi, I just wanted to do a short video about trees because we're travelling through France at the moment and just like massive areas of the country are given over to logging practices. And, personally, I'm finding it pretty heartbreaking, to be honest, because, you go past like an area of just absolute devastation, like big piles of logs, obviously, like all the stuff that's obviously not wanted, like all the branches, like all of this strewn everywhere, bits of trunks all over the place, the stumps of the trees, all of this stuff. And then like you'll go past like the next plot will be all like the baby trees that have just been planted, that are coming up to be felled the next time. And it's just, I mean, obviously it's good that they're replanting, but I just feel like we've got this all wrong. Like the spirit of the trees. Like what a tree actually is. Like we're treating them the same appalling way that we treat farm animals, and we're not understanding at all the depths of this stuff. I feel like in our truth and in our wisdom at other times, in other existences, we understood how important the trees were. Like a living tree is doing and providing so bloody much as a living tree. Apart from it being a habitat for loads of other creatures, like part of the whole food chain. It's there for the insects, it's there as a home for the birds, it's, like it's providing its role in a whole living ecosystem. Aside from that, it's providing us with oxygen, it's providing us with shelter, it's providing us with beauty and upliftment when we look at it, when we look at the beauty of a tree in blossom. It's providing us with fruit, it's providing us with nuts, and that's like as a living tree, and it feels so wrong to me. I don't know. I mean, I am sensitive, but we all are supposed to be sensitive if we're not numbing ourselves so deeply with foods and unhelpful behaviours. But when I'm going past these places, the trees aren't bloody happy, and it's like devastation, like a lot of these plantations. I mean, most of them over here in France are just wiping out whole areas anyway. Like when I was looking at it in England, excuse me, when I was looking at it in England, like their logging practices, they'll often just sort of like take trees out from in amongst others. But it's like these trees, we're not understanding how deeply connected they all are to each other. Their roots are intertwined. When one of the trees is getting cut down, that is putting out electromagnetic signals to all the other trees of distress, of fear, of, it's a survival thing. And that's affecting all the other trees. They're seeing their friends killed in front of them, and like we're not understanding this. Like it's very, very convenient for us to believe that we are the only sentient creature, the only ones who truly feel. But if it was your mother being killed in front of you, or your sister being killed in front of you, this stuff matters. And there has been research done that trees and plants are aware of it when somebody walks past them who has killed a lot of trees and plants. It's like it's been done with like the electromagnetic impulses through the plants, that there's a wave of activity when certain types of people walk past them who have done these things. And these are living beings. We've been very, very conditioned into seeing this world as if humanity is at the top of the pile and everything else is there for us to use. And it is so deeply, deeply, deeply flawed, that belief structure. It is so wrong, it is so damaged, it is damaging us as well as damaging every poor bloody species that runs into us. And there's just there's so much awareness needs to be brought with this, because the trees are connected very deeply into Mother Earth, and they are, as I said before, they are providing so much to us as living trees. It's like sometimes I do feel lost for words, which is quite a thing for me, I suppose. But, we've just been through like a massive area where, there's just so much logging. And I find it painful, like it hurts me, it hurts me for them, it hurts me for the trees. And we've got to cut back on this consumerism. I've felt very, very deeply just before that at other times in other cultures, it was a big thing to kill a tree, which is what it is. We are killing another being. It was a big thing to take the life of a tree. Like the elders would get together to see if it really was a true need. They do shamanic journeying, they do ceremony, they do something to ask which tree didn't mind sacrificing itself for the good of the tribe or whatever, and we are just doing all of these things with no respect whatsoever. And when we are treating other living things with no respect whatsoever, is it any wonder that we're living in a world where there is less and less respect for each other, where there is less and less respect for people of other race, of other religious belief, of other whatever? We are coming to the point now where people are only going to be caring and giving a shit about their family, about this little bit of the world, like I don't care about anything else. And that isn't the kind of world we want to be living in. It truly isn't, because
it leads
it's
nowhere.
Horrendous. Yeah, and it's unsustainable. It just doesn't work.
I was just going to say, like, even if we got to like where we were cutting down, so little trees that it was like there was a really good reason for this, like e.g. We're making a table for our communal eating and stuff, so it would be one table for a whole tribe, a whole group of people. It's like instead of like just one after the other after the other after the other,
we're living in a culture like where people like every 2 years are thinking like, oh yeah, let's go to IKEA, let's change the whole dining room, darling. Let's throw away this other beautiful oak wood table that we bought last year or the year before. Like, let's just get rid of all of this stuff and let's get new in, and it's so shallow, it's so frivolous, it's so heartless, it's so lacking in awareness, this whole way of being. If you're in the position where you can afford to do those sort of things, then do something good with your money, for God's sake. Put it into reforestation.
I think in a way a lot of us humans are bored. They're bored because they don't know what their higher purpose is in life. So it's like, well, go and gamble this on whatever.
Let's just go and bloody refit the living room. Let's refit the bedroom.
I mean, really, it's like basically that we're pissing away our vitality and our life. We're pissing away life on Earth. We're like this has been given to us. We've got a great opportunity here.
It's such a beautiful planet, and every single living thing in this planet has wisdom and has truth to share with us if we're actually wise enough to tap into that. Like every single thing has understanding and wisdom about a part of creation, and our unconsciousness, I was going to say is unforgivable, but it isn't. Everything ultimately is forgivable, but we need to wake up. We really do. What kind of world do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a world where we actually get to know and understand the magic of these amazing creatures that we call trees? Understand what they're tapped into, understand the richness of the ecosystems living on them, all the creatures that are living on them. We are so we've been so programmed to be dismissive of all of these things as if their lives don't matter. And we aren't as important as we think we are. We are equal with all that is living. So taking from these species needs to be from a place of true need, with awareness, with consciousness, with gratitude, with heart, with spirit, because it's barbaric what we're doing.
It is
We
barbaric, but
consider ourselves to be an advanced civilization and species, and we are very, very far from it. We are much further down the ladder of awareness than so-called savages and tribes.
the problem is that basically we're too numb, and I think that's really. I'll just move this so you can see me, but numb. We're so numb that humans don't actually have the senses. Due to the manufactured foods, the lifestyles we're living, the stress, all of the anxiety, and all the normal everyday stuff. We've gone so far down this path that we do not properly remember.
And we're not
these
feeling
things.
our connection because of that, because of this numbing and dumbing down. We are not feeling our connection with all living beings. Their pain is our pain. We are all connected, but we are made so isolated, like with this technology as well. If we're just looking at everything behind a screen, we're desensitizing ourselves again.
Yeah, it's about being at a distance from life, isn't it? It's about having a barrier between us and life. And what me and Katie would love to do is really get back in touch with life again. And we're trying to do. Everything is about getting more back in touch.
More connected to it all, because, our sisters and brothers aren't only our nuclear family, aren't only of the same coloured skin as us, aren't even only of the human species. Our brothers and sisters are the dandelions, are the trees, are the plants, are the birds, are the flowers, are the animals, are every living thing, and even the crystals and the rocks. All of these things are our spiritual
Sentience. Brothers
and sisters, because they are all live, they are all energy. And it's difficult. It's difficult seeing mindless destruction everywhere. I know it doesn't strike us the same seeing a field full of felled trees, like all the sap pouring from the newly cut trunks and stuff. But it is the same as if you saw a field full of massacred cows or a field full of massacred people.
Well, that's the thing, the idea that we're putting more value on one life form than another.
Yeah.
And that isn't.
It's not right. It isn't right. We need to be living more consciously. Yes, we are always going to be even accidentally killing things, or, we have a need for food and things, but we need to do this stuff
But
consciously.
this stuff's way out of balance, and the addictions and the cravings and the things and the other stuff we've talked about spirit possession or artificial intelligence and all the things which are the ego and, our pain and the things that cause us to consume. These are the deep psychological reasons why we're consuming.
Like we're scarred. We're carrying serious scars and serious
probably
wounds
going back thousands of generations.
Need healing. We need to heal this so that we can stop being this out of control frigging destruction machine, because it's not right. It's really, really unhealthy, and it's not just ourselves that we're taking down. We're taking down all these other species. We're causing so much extinction in other beings who have got so much wisdom that we could be sharing with. When we wipe out a species, I'd seen recently about I can't remember which lynx it was that is extinct now. I mean, and there's hundreds of species that are becoming extinct all the time, but it's like we're losing what they had to bring. We're losing their part in the ecosystem. We're losing their wisdom at a spiritual level.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Losing our humanity.
Yeah.
What it is to actually be human.
And the thing is, the powers that be don't want us to be human. They don't want us to realise our connection with all these beings, because They want us cold, robotic, desensitized. At some point, the way we're moving, it will get to the point where we can watch a family member killed in front of us dispassionately, because I know that's an extreme example, but we are slowly moving in that direction all the time.
So it's good
And
to
where,
try and change that timeline now.
yeah, where do we draw the line? Where do we say this is it, when stuff is being done in such small increments all the time that is nibbling away at our consciousness, at our awareness, at our sensitivity, at our empathy, at our humanity? At what point do we say, right, that nibble is the end, and that next nibble is a nibble too fucking far? And sorry to swear, but
that's the way it catches
matters.
up on us. It's like old age, you know, that
Yeah.
catches up on us, and suddenly we're like, oh,
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, like I didn't realise this would come quick, because the delusion and the denial, you know, it's like parts of us are switched off. We don't realise that this is going on. You know, it's what's interesting. I get loads of shakiness put through me when I'm saying stuff, which is made to, you know, make me seem more whatever than I am.
Yeah,
it's just something that's done to people that, you know, when they're trying to speak truth. But
you know, that is the thing. It's like, it's very difficult to get these messages out, because if you're too forceful on it, then it's like as if you're just a screwed up bloody renegade. People don't take any notice of you. If you're too reasonable and gentle, you're too passive a voice, and like people, it wafts people past people like a breeze. So it's like, what are you supposed to say? Are you supposed to be reasonable, trying to reach the soul of people, trying to talk to the truth and the wisdom in there that is there? Or am I just supposed to say, like, wake the fuck up, this is fucked up, stop it now? You know, like,
there's a feeling in me, we need to flipping do this, you know, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and that's it. I do.
And it's
feel
our decisions
like that,
every day that,
you know, and shock can work at times. I mean, I've done my fair share of poetry that has shock there to try and bring awareness. You know, like, hopefully it's got balance there too. But it's like, we need to do this, and it's now that we need to do this. This moment, every single choice that we make, you don't need another fucking pine table. You know, you don't.
Well,
keep the one you've got. Get one from a charity shop. Don't go buying new stuff that encourages all this. We do not need these things. What we need is healing. We need to heal our hearts. We need to heal our minds. We need to heal our emotional bodies. We need to heal our physical bodies. We need to heal from the programming and the bullshit that's been done to us.
It said the things that we do affect the next generations for, you know, how many generations? I can't remember now, but loads of generations, you know, so...
Our choices are mattering. You know, and it's hard to realise that, because when you go into some sort of big bloody place,
like a supermarket,
that's full of plastic, that's full of products, you know, it's supposed to be so bloody normal.
It's actually disgusting.
It is.
Disgusting is the real word.
It's
and I've not been able to say it because I've not realised it until now, but it's disgusting.
It's barbaric.
You know, the way we're being, you know, we don't necessarily know that we're doing it. You know, we can't necessarily help it until we learn to change.
And the thing is, it is ourselves that we are harming, as well as everything else, you know, because the more we consume, the more shallow we are becoming, the further we are coming from our truth, the less happy we will be, which feeds us into the consuming even more. It's got to stop, and we need to heal. We all need to heal. Our only true need is to clear our systems, get our soul parts back, get our wisdom back again, because we are not living
We're not well.
And there is never going to be satisfaction or peace in that state. I think I'm done.
Okay, so I just wanted to quickly, one last bit is about need, because as we were coming here, what came up was the word need, you know, because Katie had said, we need some firewood or something, you know, and I instantly felt this feeling in my gut, and it felt like that was a sort of power loss in a way, you know, this feeling of that I need something, you know, and we're going to try and understand this because we've not learnt from it yet, you know, but that came up. But, you know, as we were saying earlier, it's what do we actually need, you know, what do we need?
It's also like every now and then we feel, you know, we do feel interference that affects us, and so much is being done to make us fucking stupid, you know, to dumb us down, make us just like silly, like giggling idiots, really, and while we're playing with our toys, while we're being silly, giggling idiots, we're causing serious damage on the planet that is trying to sustain us. And, there is a time to mature in a true way, and I don't mean that in the sense of becoming a boring grown-up, because in our truth, we are childlike, we see the magic, we see the beauty, we experience truly living here. And very, very few of us are actually doing that.
Very few of us doing it, and it's mainly the fears, and all that that's holding us back, which is why we hoard and we think we need whatever.
And it's why we seek sensation. It's why we seek highly flavoured foods. It's why we seek drugs. It's why we seek sex, like loads of it, all over with whoever, however. It's why we're constantly seeking thrills or whatever, because we're not tapped into the subtle realms properly, which we're meant to be tapped into.
There is a beautiful life way beyond our normal senses, and I know many of us and many of you are listening tap into that, maybe on a daily basis or maybe once a month, but you do all know it. We do all know.
Well, it's the core of us all. Like, none of us are better than anybody else. We all come from the same source. We are all the same ultimate single consciousness, so like it's a call to wake up for ourselves as much as trying to call to wake up anybody else, it's for all of us, because there is beauty and magic everywhere. And it is in everyone and everything. Everything is carrying the highest.
There is bounty to be found, but true bounty.
Yeah.
It's like bounty of...
Instead of frigging chocolate bars.
like fulfilled life, happiness, proper fulfillment. It's there.
Because that's the thing, when you do tap into that truth, into the subtle again, into the beauty again, you don't want for anything.
You don't want lies and manipulation and all the. I've been deep breathing throughout all this. That's why you can hear my breath going all the time. Very powerful. It's good to do to keep the energy flowing within the body. Because we've got a lot of stagnant blockages, and that's not helping people very much. So when we're flowing like a river, it's very good. So nature's really teaching us.
And that's how we end up not being overwhelmed as well, because then things that affect us, they flow in. If we are in a state, if we've cleansed a lot of our own wounds and we're not in a state of isolation and block and stagnation, then stuff can just come in and move out again. It comes in, we learn.
We don't hang on,
do we?
Because we're hanging on to things in life, you see. It's a lot to learn, but we're doing it.
And we're trying to learn as well, all the bloody time.
So, wishing good luck, and whoever's listening to this, great.
Yeah, lots of love to all of us and to our tree brothers and sisters. And I'll keep apologising to them on behalf of all of us.
Cheers. Everyone's got their right to live as they wish, but we do need those of us who choose a different path at the moment, Earth has worked by diversity, hasn't it?
The thing is
So we don't want all of us to be caught on our phones all the time
that
and
idea
caught in.
that we all have the right to live as we wish. I don't feel like that's right, because yes, we all have free will, which is a beautiful and divine thing. But if we're using that free will to take away the free will of so many other beings and species, like we don't have that right. I don't believe that we have that right. We can do it, we have free will, but we don't have the right to keep causing all this destruction. We're living very, very unconsciously. I don't have the right to take other lives, especially for profit.
Right, we better go now because we need to get our next directions.
Yeah, we're coming up to a crossroads.
Cheers.
We're all